guys, it's Nikki. So in today's video, I have a very exciting collection to go over. I am going to be reviewing, here is my very big box, the Jeffree Star Cosmetics, their new nudes collection, the Orgy collection. I have to say it quietly because I don't know. I shouldn't feel awkward about saying that when NARS literally has blushes that are named provocatively. But I have those to share with you today. So I am super excited for this collection. I love nudes. I love nude glosses. I love nude palettes. I'm a nudes gal and I'm a nude lady and I like nudes. Okay, so I'm obviously going to be showing you guys the palettes, swatching them, as well as the glosses at the end, because I'm obviously going to pick and choose the gloss that I want to use today. We have a lot of information to cover in this video, so I'm not really going to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. And first, I'm going to go over prices, packaging, what I got, and we're obviously going to swatch the eyeshadow palette. So yeah. All right, so this is the big box that it comes in. I'm obviously not showing you guys like the back because it has my address on it. I don't want you guys finding me. So inside, I did already open these just to make sure nothing was damaged, because my postal service and UPS is not the most careful when it comes to packages. They like to throw it, so I just like to make sure that it's not broken before I film the video, because obviously I don't want to show you guys a damaged product. So I have the big mama, the mini, the little baby, and I have two glosses to share with you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into everything. So pricing wise, I got the bundle and then I got the two glosses. So the bundle for both palettes is $78, which I know a lot of people are gonna be like, that's really expensive. But if you think about it, doing the bundle, you're saving, I think it's like $10 or $15. So if you wanted both palettes, I would recommend doing the bundle. If you didn't want both palettes, then obviously it wasn't worth it. And then the glosses were just $18 a piece. So, yeah, I guess I'll show you guys the glosses that I got, because I will swatch them at the end. So these are the gloss formula, and the two shades that I got are Silk Rope. I really wanted this shade because it just looks so unique, but I like it. And then I also got Beaded Glass, and this color looked beautiful as well. I love the gloss formula from Jeffree Star. I got my first ever the gloss when I got the Bloodlust palette, and then I've ordered more ever since, so you know, your girl likes them. But I want to talk about the packaging on these, because the packaging is super cute. It's that iconic gloss formula, but it's all nude. So yeah, I think that's a really nice touch, especially to go with the collections. I really hope that these glosses stay permanent, because I want the other colors too. I only got two because I didn't know how fast this collection was gonna sell. So I figured it was best to get the two that I absolutely wanted and then get the rest later on. So hopefully these glosses are permanent, because if I run out of one, I'm gonna need another. So yeah, that is the glosses, which we are going to swatch later. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the palettes. I'm gonna go over the mini palette first, just because there's not a ton of dark shades in here, so I didn't want to swatch the big palette first and then this one, because I want you guys to be able to see all the shades in here without it getting crazy. So this is the mini Orgy palette. This is the Unicorn. I think it's really cool how you have all the models just displayed right there. It's really a work of art, so I think it's cool.
Get it out of the palette.
So this is what the mini looks like. It basically has that exact same packaging as the Unicorn. It's just in a nude, obviously. And then it's got mini Orgy on the front in the light pink. When you open up this palette, this is what it looks like. You have the little plastic insert, and this is her. I definitely say I wouldn't say this is like a necessity, but I'd say that if you love all types of eyeshadow, if you're not just guaranteed to like mattes or shimmers, I think it's a good idea to have both, because you can mix and match this with the big palette. But this is what the mini looks like, and it's super cute. I love the packaging. I love the nude. Plus, I love how these shades are very wearable. You do have a little bit of a pop of color, but I feel like it still fits in with that nude family. I'm going to swatch this for you here in just a bit. I will show you guys the big palette, so that way you can see, obviously, the difference. There's a huge difference, obviously. I do think having mini palettes are a good idea, so yeah, I'm excited to use this. Let's get into the most important palette, which is the large Orgy palette. This is obviously the unicarton. It's like a very soft matte. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a very soft feeling texture. But I love the unicarton. Unicarton gets an A++ in my opinion. And that palette has that same kind of like soft matte feel, but this is what it looks like. And I think it's so cool. You have Jeffree in all different positions, just chilling on these big letters. And I think that this is so cool. And yeah, so that's the front. The back is just plain. Obviously, the back just has like information about Jeffree Star Cosmetics and everything. So when you open this up, I need two hands to do it. When you open it up, first of all, you get a ton of shades. Like, look at all of these shades. Plus, this palette is huge. Like, look at it compared to my face. And you get a ginormous mirror, which I will say, traveling, having a big mirror like this in a palette is perfect, because all you have to do is like prop it up and then you can use it to get ready, and it's perfect. But I love how you have so many different kinds of nudes, but I love that you have so many different options of nudes. So that is my favorite thing about this palette, is you have so many different options and so many different undertones. I think that the undertones are really important, so that way everybody can wear it, because obviously this is a palette that's supposed to be suitable for all skin tones. So I like how for your lighter shades, you don't just have one light shade, you have several different ones to choose from. So that way everyone can have a shade. So plus you can mix and match so many different shades, and you don't have to just be like tied down to a few. So that's what I love about this. A little disclaimer that I do want to throw out is, I know a lot of people have had their opinions of Jeffree and Jeffree Star Cosmetics over the last, I'd say, couple of months, years, and everything like that. I asked on my Instagram because I wanted this collection regardless, because it looked beautiful. It's right up my alley. It's something I love. And I asked on my Instagram if you guys wanted to see a video on this palette and a review, and pretty much 90% of you said yes. So this is for you guys, the ones that requested it and the ones that said yes, you wanted to see that video. So that is why I ordered this collection. One thing I want to say is, no, I do not condone people's past behaviors. And do I think that it's okay? Absolutely not. But the one thing I want to say is, I'm here talking about makeup. I'm not here talking about a person. I'm not reviewing a person. I'm reviewing makeup that comes off of your face at the end of the day. So I don't want my comment section to be negative, because I don't want people to come here just to spread hate and negativity and talk crap. I want them to come here to talk about makeup, because that's what this is a makeup video. So let's all be kind. And if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it at all. That is that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and getting into swatching, because we have a lot of eyeshadows to go through and it's gonna take some time. So I'm gonna do the mini palette first so you guys can see the shimmers, and then I am going to do the matte palette. So this is what the mini palette looks like after I swatched it, and I have all of these swatches on my arm right here. So I'm going to go from top to bottom in order that I swatched them, which is the order of the shadows. So for the first row, there's 3 shadows in each row. We have Glass Wet, Champagne Drip, and Gagging. For the next 3, we have Soaking Sun, Frozen Fire, and Bathhouse. This color, I think I want to use all over my lid. It looks stunning. For the last row, we have Explicit, Foam Party, and Eiffel Tower. I will say they all swatched pretty good. The only one that I really had an issue with swatching was Glass Wet right here and Foam Party. Other than that, everything else was very, very smooth and creamy. I mainly swatched them so you guys can see the color payoff and the colors. Obviously, using them on the eyes is going to be completely different than swatching. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe these off, and then I'm going to get into swatching the Big Mama. Okay, so now we're gonna get into swatching the big palette here. Yeah, there are a ton of shadows to swatch. So this is probably going to take me a bit, but yeah, this is what they all look like. I'm going to go row by row and show them all to you once I am done swatching. So I'm probably going to swatch a row and then show it to you, and then swatch a row and show it to you. So it's probably how I'm going to do it with this one, just because there's so many shades that I might have to pause a couple times to wipe off my arms and redo it. So here is the first row swatched for you guys. This row is obviously all of your cream shades. And I know there's been a lot of comments about how, oh, every single shade looks the same. But looking at it on my hand, like, you can see the different undertones. So you can't tell me that this is all the same, because it's not. I will fight people on this, I promise. We have, starting at the top, I'm Shy, Vanilla Latex, Implant, Teach Me, Silk Robe, and Seduction. These two are very, very close to my skin tone, which is why they blend into my skin more. So that is the top row. All right, so now we have the second row here, which is kind of getting more into your transition shades, still in that cream family, but more transition. So we have Voyeurism, Fluffer, Blown Out, Gender Fluid, Body, and Bed or Floor, which this is a beautiful color. So this is the first and second row swatch, so you guys can see a comparison. Okay, so for the third row, we have Knee Pads, Safe Sex, Top, Bottom, Versatile, and Cunnilingus, is that how you pronounce it? So that is the third row swatched. All right, here is the fourth row swatched. We have Craving Chocolate, All Night Long, Body Chills, Booby Trap, Invitation Only, and Scorpio. And then here is the third and fourth row compared. These all swatched amazingly. Oh my god, they feel like butter. They feel so nice. Okay, so this is the last row swatched. I'm so sorry for the awkward angle, but I just wanted to get this swatch real quick. So we have Money Shot, Explicit, Happy Ending, Orgy, I'm Close, and Glory Hole. So that is the last row. The last row is basically all of your dark, deep brown. So here is your fourth row. Here is your last row. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe all of these off, and we're gonna get started to trying these on the eyes. Okay, so I have my eyes primed, and we are ready to try these palettes. I'm excited. So I'm gonna go in with the shade I'm Shy right here, and I'm going to use that to set my primer. So that set it pretty well. It's just a basic cream shade. Sorry, I'm gonna scoot up for you guys. So there's not really a whole lot to say by that, but yeah, so I'm gonna kind of pause a little bit here and there because I'm trying to kind of figure out like what I want to do for a look, because I'm not 110% sure yet. So if I take a few minutes and it looks like I'm pausing in between, that's why. So I'm going to take the shade Blowout right here. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to like flick you off. It's just, that's just whenever I point to stuff, I always use my middle finger. I'm going to use the shade Blowout, and we are going to put this directly in our transition shade. Wow, look how pigmented that is. I'm taking little at a time, like I always do with eyeshadow, and just blending it out. So lately I've been liking to take like 2 shades in the crease and then I take a shade in the outer corner. So I'm basically just going to be doing the technique that I have been doing with my eyes, and I've been really liking it. So I'm going to stick to the same thing that I know and just try to use as much colors as I can so you guys can see obviously the different colors and how they blend. I am going to take the shade Safe Sex here, and we are going to put this in the crease, but I'm only going to put it about halfway, so in the inner part of the crease. So we're just going to blend it in there just like that. I've been liking doing this because it gives a nice gradient effect from light to dark. I'm going to stop about halfway with this shade. That way we can blend it into the darker shade. But it definitely just adds a little bit of definition in that crease. And that blended really, really well as well. I'm going to go into the shade Craving Chocolate right here. And we are going to take this in the center and outer part of that crease. I definitely do want this look to be a little bit more smoky since we are, you know, trying a new palette. Why not? We are just going to, wow, that is so much more pigmented on the brush than I thought it was going to be. So we are just going to blend this into that center and outer part of the crease, really just making sure we blend these together so that way they go into each other really seamlessly and it just creates that nice gradient. All right, so I have those blended and it looks so good. I love it. It looks so smooth. I did take a little bit of blowout and just kind of blend those together a little bit too. Wow, I'm really, really loving. It doesn't look patchy at all. And I love that it just seamlessly blends. Ooh, so excited. Now we're getting into the dark shades. I'm gonna take the shade Orgy right here, which is this super rich chocolate goodness. And I am going to take this in my outer corner as well as my lower crease. So I'm really gonna tap off the brush because I don't know how pigmented this is. And she's pretty dang pigmented. That is even like not even building it up all the way. I'm just like tapping, tapping, tapping. So I am going to do this and I'll show you guys what it looks like blended into the other shades. So that is that Orgy shade. It is looking so good. I am going to take it a step further and kind of blend that out a little bit. This shade I'm going to take, what do I want to take? We're going to take the shade, no, actually, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to take the shade Invitation Only right here. And we are mainly going to just blend it out in this outer corner area and just kind of blend this Orgy shade into those other crease shades. And then we will go in with those crease shades and blend those all together. But this is just going to help blend out that Orgy shade. So now I'm going to take the shade Glory Hole right here. And I am going to put this in the outer V just to smoke out this look even more. Okay, so I have my lid carved out. So now we're going to go into the mini palette and we're going to take some of these beautiful shimmers to our eyes. I'm going to take the shade Bathhouse and we're going to go on the lid because I am like really wanting to use this shade because it just looks so, wow. All right. Let me just keep going here. That is gorgeous. So I've been loving taking an even lighter shade and going in the center. So I'm going to take the shade Gagging right here and with a smaller brush, we're just gonna go directly in the center here and just kind of blend that crease shade as well as, or the outer corner shade into that lid shade. And it's just gonna add a nice little pop to the center. I'm gonna dip into the shade Fluffer right here and literally just the tiniest bit. And we are just going to blend all of these shades together up here. And it's just gonna make everything blend a little bit easier. And that way when we apply our brow bone shade, it just looks a lot more seamless. I'm gonna go in with the shade Vanilla Latex right here, which is that really bright yellow shade. And I'm just gonna put this on my brow bone. All right, so this is the eye look before I do liner and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face and come back at the end to share with you guys my final thoughts. All right, you guys, so I completely have my makeup done. I do not have my hair done or anything yet, so just disregard. But I have the glosses that I'm going to be trying for you guys. And then I also want to talk about the lip color I used. So I used Jeffree Star Cosmetics Mannequin because it is my favorite nude of all time. So I figured I would just use that to talk about the glosses and pick which gloss that I want to use. So these are the two glosses. I'm going to swatch them both for you on my hand. The first one we have is Silk Rope, which I think this is going to be the one I end up using because it just looks so pretty. Yes, I'm never really swatched glosses, so I'm trying to do it in a way where you guys can see. So that is Silk Rope, a very beautiful pale nude. I think I'm gonna end up using that one today just because it's so pretty. I'm definitely gonna use this one on another day. This one is called Beaded Glass. Ooh, that's like a really beautiful, like, it's a nude, but it's definitely got some gold in there. So like for a bronze smoky eye, or like if I'm using those deep brown shimmers, that would be beautiful. So you can see the difference in the two undertones there. So pretty. I think I'm going to use Silk Rope on the lips. Now I'm hoping that this is just like the iconic formula. Oh, look at that color. Oh, wow. It's like a beautiful pale nude gray. I love that. Oh my God. That is so freaking beautiful. And it's not sticky. It's glossy, but it's not sticky. So it doesn't make like your lips stick together. It's really, really smooth. I like it. Overall, I'm going to give my final thoughts of the palettes because obviously those were the main things that we used in today's video. So I would definitely recommend the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Orgy collection if you guys want to purchase it. I definitely think it's a great piece to have, especially if you are a neutrals lover. Ooh. I told you guys, I can't like do this with one hand because it's so big and my hands are so small. But if you guys are a neutrals lover, I definitely recommend that you get your hands on this palette and try it out if you want to. It is 100% up to you. I'm not saying it is an expensive palette. I think it's $60 or over 60. I think it's 60 or over 60 for this palette. So it's a big palette. Every shadow that I used in that matte palette blended phenomenal, I cannot say that word, blended phenomenous. It blended really well. And you can just see the beautiful look I created. I can't stop staring at it. I love it. This is like my neutral fantasy. So obviously I am in love with it. It's like a standard look that I do, but it's just so like, ooh. And then I use just a Stila glitter. Like I've been doing just taking a glitter lately and just kind of running it on like the inner part of my eye, and I just think it gives it such a different effect, and I'm just like, hi. Let's talk about the mini Orgy. So I like the palette, and I definitely think that if you want the full collection that you should get it. The only thing that I had an issue with was I had a big issue with this glass wet shade, which I actually saw on Twitter. I haven't watched any YouTube reviews yet, but I actually saw on Twitter that a lot of people were saying that they were having issues with consistency in this palette. And I definitely say that this shade was the hardest to maneuver on the eyes. I used it in my inner corner, and it kind of just went on really stiff. I think that it was pressed really hard. It did go on really stiff. I wouldn't say it crumbled. Like, it didn't crumble up, but I definitely did have to use a bit of some setting spray just to really lock in that pigment and really make it shine in that inner corner. But other than that, I do think that the rest of the shades were really good. The shimmers that I used on my eyes are beautiful. So I definitely recommend, if you are a collector and you want the full collection, to get this with the nude palette. But I don't think this is like a necessity. I think you can definitely get away with just buying the big nude palette. But if you want to have the shimmers that will obviously complement the mattes really, really well, then I would definitely check this one out as well. So yeah, that is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video of me trying out and reviewing the collection. All opinions are 100% my own, and I'm very honest about how I feel about makeup, and I will say that my eyeshadow looks really good today. I'm very like happy. This is such like a me look, like very nude with a nude lip and a banging highlight. Like, I think I'm ready to take on the day once I brush out my hair and get dressed. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Also too, don't forget to subscribe down below so that way you guys don't miss an upload and you guys are up to date for when I post, and hit that post notification bell so you don't miss an upload of mine. I upload about once a week, sometimes twice a week, depending on how many videos I can get out. So yeah, again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this and enjoyed talking about makeup that we love. That's why we're here, because we love makeup. So I'm gonna sign off now because I need to finish getting ready because my boyfriend is about ready to leave to pick me up. So I should probably continue that. Yes, I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye.